Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Justin with Steinmetz Family Farm. I'm over here at Lake Road and I'm checking on the pond. Well, it's not a pond, it's actually an old cistern from the 1940s where they collected rainwater from the house, put it inside of this, and pumped it in there to wash their clothes. I'm dirty. And what we did is converted it into a pond for the koi fish. Now, I still have the downspouts that come off of the house and put fresh water in there. But what happens when it doesn't rain? The fish need a freshwater exchange rate of 10%. And so unfortunately, when it's not raining, we have to pump in on our own water right there. As you can see, that pipe right there is constantly running. That is fresh water from the well. And now when I say well, I mean an actual hand-dug well that goes 44 feet down to the bottom. And as you can see, it's pretty deep. And the way I can tell how much water's in there and whether it's safe to pump water out for our fish is by using a laser. I point the laser to the top of the surface of the water and I'm able to tell the depth. And so with all of this rain, as you can see, it's very rainy. I'm going to attempt to check the depth on this. Now, unfortunately, last year, it did run dry. We went to the bottom of the well, which it was reading 43 feet, 12 inches, so basically 44 feet. So I put the laser on, and I put it on the edge of this every time. I point the laser to the bottom, and I wait till it registers, and we are at 40.5 inches. I'm not sure if you can see that. So it's at 40.5. That means that there is an additional about 3.5, 4 feet of water that we can suck from out of there, pull it through this pipe, and dump it in there for fresh water exchange. Now I want you to think about this. We are at the top of a hill right now. We are at the highest point. And in order to get water, we got to go down 40 feet or so. If you can see, that's all downhill over that direction. So what we're getting is not just the water that's in the bottom of that well, we're getting the water table that comes from all directions. So if you pump and pump and pump and pump and pump, there's still water coming in because it's a stone-lined well. Stone line, look at that. It's dry stacked. Each one of those pieces of stone, let's take a look at it, is dry stacked. So that allows the water to seep in from all angles and all directions. All right? Now there are some brains behind this system right here. And it's a pretty simple system. Welcome to the old basement. But this is the brains. This is what we call a DC voltage controller. And what that does is it controls the pump down in the basement. The electricity comes from here and gets sent down a wire along with the pipe, and it controls how much voltage is going to that pump. So I can control the rate. It's a variable speed pump. I can control how much is coming out or going in. So on a dry season, I would just dial this back some. On a wet season, I could pull more. Now you might ask about the overflow, and that's pretty simple. When we lived here, we had a little trench coming through here and a little creek bed that filled up a moat and the chicken pond and ultimately ended way back there at those trees where the pond would fill up for the cows. Well, all that stuff's illegal. In Pennsylvania, there's a conservation department that talks about erosion and sediment. So as this water comes out, I'm not allowed, along with the fish feed, I'm not allowed to guide it in any direction. I have to let it just flow over the grass. So that's currently what's happening with the overflow water. But it is giving me an exchange rate of fresh water for the fish. In fact, the water clarity has come up drastically since I've done this. Now over here's the old moat. And again, it went down a trench and it went into the little teeny pond in the garden area, and it filled up this entire moat, which is now dried up. And we had a walking bridge and a plank that came across, and it was full of life. It was full of frogs and tadpoles. The ducks would swim in here, and the overflow would go over to the pig area where they got to drink. And then we had another trench that came right across this way and filled up the duck pond. And that too has now since dried up, since we're not providing any water to the area. So right now that's how that works. There's another problem here. The other problem I have are trees coming down. Now, I don't live here, so I'm not here on a daily basis to deal with this stuff, but we have an emergency situation. And I want you to take a look right here at these trees. Take a look. We have trees on the wire. And here's the problem. There are certain places in the United States, and a lot of places in the United States, that those wires are not coated. They don't have a coating on them. So when electricity is going through one of them and down the other one, they have to stay separated on purpose. And when you have a tree leaning on the wire and it starts to rain, you might bridge the gap between the two open sources and create a problem, a big problem. And so I have to call the power company and have them come out here and take these trees off of the wire, because it's too dangerous of a job for me, and that's their job anyways. So that'll be what I'll be doing right afterwards. Up this way, if you guys didn't know about my property before, we have the classic swing, where I'm not going to sit in it right now, but I would swing around in here during my live streams and make everybody smile or throw up. We'd crawl through the old sycamore log, which I'd love to take this old log to the other property, to the new one, and see what we could do with it there. Now, I know Jeff is looking for some stuff for his goats to climb on. We have lots of options for him to use for his goat area. We have slides, planks, we have tires, we have spools, there's a picnic table over there, and there's a pretty cool hay feeder. So Jeff and I have discussed something, and guess what? He needs a loader that he can put his posts in and clean up around here and pull some stuff out. But he's worried about not being able to use it all the time. Well, I have posts I need to put in for the donkey area, and I also have a whole bunch of barn clean out stuff that I'd like to use a bigger machine to take the barn clean out to the back fields, because the dingo can do it, but it's half as fast and it lifts only a quarter of the weight. So, you hear the train? Listen to the train. So this is the future home of Chuck and the donkeys and his new cow that'll be coming and his goats. He has all of his fencing here, and he's pretty much ready to go, except for nailing down the loader situation. So I'm willing to split the cost with him so he can get to work. There's a lot of stuff here. He's got a lot of material. And over here are his pine boards that he's going to use for the top rail. This way, well, when the cows push on it, they don't destroy the fence. I'm not sure if you remember the two military tents that went here, and that was our barn. That's where the goats lived. And I put gravel base down, and I put rubber mats on top. They're side by side. We have gravel there and gravel here. And I think this is the area that he's looking to put up a carport so the animals can be out of the elements in the rain. In the meantime, he does have the 3-cow garage. You can see it way down there. That's the 3-cow garage. It's just a basic run-in shelter. And if the animals have access to the pond, it's mighty full right now. So they can drink from there until that dries up. And over here, he's thinking of using that pink shed as a goat shelter. So a lot of possibilities over here, but next week, at some point, we're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on the loader because I'll be ready for my barn clean out, and then he can use the loader over here. We'll have to rent the trailer, of course, so we can transport the machine back and forth. But I'm excited to see it all come together. I love the excitement in Jeff's eyes and Mary's eyes when they come over here. You know, this is where it all started for Steinmetz Family Farm, right there in that junky old farmhouse. You know, but it was home. That's where we brought our family to and had our kids experience gardening and pigs and animals. I wonder what he's going to do with that head chute, by the way. I have no idea. So it's going to be nice to see somebody else come in here and use it the way it should be used. So stay tuned, because yeah, next week, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure if they're open on Memorial Day, we'll be renting that machine, and together we can share the cost, and he can get some work done and I can get some work done. I do appreciate you guys watching my videos. Take a minute to hit that thumbs up button, make sure you subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you receive notifications every time we post a video. Until the next video.
A First Energy Company. Para instrucción. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality. Hello, do you currently have service with us?
Yes.
Great. In order to best serve you, I'll need to look up your account information. What's the 10-digit phone number associated with your account? Or say account number, and I'll ask you for that instead.
484-529.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. If you'd rather provide your account number, say account number. Otherwise, I still didn't understand. If you'd rather provide your account number, say account number. I've used your phone number to look up your account, but found several. So let's identify your account from the list. For the first account in the list, the beginning of the address is 66. Is that the one you're calling about? Please say yes or no.
Yes.
Great. For security purposes, say or enter only the last 4 digits of your Social Security or tax ID number, or say the phrase account number. I'm sorry, those numbers don't match the last 4 digits of the Social Security number on file. Let's try again. Great. Based on your account history, are you calling about payment options?
No.
In a short sentence, how can I help you today?
There are trees down on the wires.
You're calling about a wire down. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wire down. Please hold while I transfer your call. Hello, this is Millie. May I have your name and service address, please?
Sure. Justin Steinmetz, 66 Lake Road, Fleetwood, PA, 19522.
Thank you so much for that, and thank you for verifying the account to the automated system. I see that you came to our trouble ticket department. Are you calling in regards to an outage?
We have some trees down on the wires, and look like they're bridging the gap between the two hot wires.
All right, let me go ahead and get a ticket open for this. You currently still have power, correct?
Yes.
All right.
The wires run
And I know you said
through our property.
All right, and I know you stated that there's trees on the wires. Are there any wires or poles on the ground in the area that you know of?
Not that I can see, no.
Not a problem. So let's see here. And where exactly on the property is those limbs and wires located?
So if you're looking at the house from the road, it's behind the house to the right. There's a tree swing. There's a tree swing there. It's just past the tree swing.
Okay. All right, so to confirm, a trouble order has been created for 56 Lake Road, Fleetwood, PA. A crew will be dispatched to assess the situation. Remember, always assume they're down or low-hanging power lines are live and dangerous. Stay at least 30 feet away and contact First Energy if the reported situation changes. Do you have any other questions for me?
Nope.
All right, and I do have to ask, are you satisfied with the outcome of your call today?
Absolutely.
Glad to hear it. I thank you for calling. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.